God revealed who your true soulmate is. The name isn't what you expect, and before your mind jumps to a face, a memory, or someone you once begged God to keep in your life, pause right here and really stay with this. Because this revelation doesn't come the way human desire expects it to. And if you rush past this moment, you'll miss something meant to land slowly in your heart. Listen carefully now, because when God reveals a soulmate, He doesn't start with a name written in the sky. He starts with a feeling that steadies your soul. And that alone should make you stop scrolling and breathe for a second. This message isn't here to excite your fantasies. It's here to realign your spirit. And that's why it may feel uncomfortable before it feels comforting. Pay attention, because the name you expected was likely connected to longing, attachment, or unfinished emotional business. But God is not revealing who made you ache. He is revealing who brings you peace. Stay right here, because this is where many people get it wrong. They confuse intensity with destiny, chemistry with covenant, and familiarity with alignment. And God is gently untangling those threads in your life right now. Don't skip this part, because your true soulmate is not the one who kept you anxious, guessing, overthinking, or praying for clarity every night. Your true soulmate is the one whose presence calms your nervous system even before love is spoken. Let that sink in, because God revealed that the soul recognizes safety before it recognizes attraction. And that's why the name isn't what you expect. Keep listening, because this revelation may challenge what you've romanticized for years. And that's intentional. God knows how deeply you attached meaning to certain people, certain names, certain timelines. And He also knows how much confusion those attachments created inside you. Right here is the turning point. Because God is not removing love from your life. He's refining it. Stay with this message, because your true soulmate is not revealed through obsession, but through consistency, not through emotional highs and lows, but through steadiness, not through drama, but through depth. This is important, so don't rush past it. The person God revealed may not have been the one who made your heart race at first. They may have been the one who made your shoulders relax. And that difference matters more than you realize. Listen closely, because God showed that your true soulmate is someone whose energy doesn't demand performance from you. Someone who doesn't make you feel like you have to earn love, explain yourself constantly, or shrink parts of who you are to be chosen. Pause here. Because if you're honest, the name you expected was probably attached to effort, fear, or waiting. And God is revealing that real love doesn't feel like waiting in pain. It feels like arriving in peace. Don't ignore this, because your soul has been tired, not from loving too much, but from loving the wrong patterns. And God is breaking those patterns gently, not by force, but by truth. Stay engaged, because God revealed that your true soulmate aligns with your growth, not your wounds. And that's why this revelation may feel quieter than you imagined. The soulmate God shows you doesn't activate your trauma. They don't replay your abandonment fears. They don't keep you stuck in cycles of hope and disappointment. Instead, they meet you where you are becoming, not where you are broken. Let this register, because the name you expected was likely someone who mirrored your past lessons. But the name God is revealing is connected to your future healing. Listen carefully now, Because God revealed that your true soulmate is someone who chooses you without confusion, who shows up without disappearing, who communicates without manipulation. And that kind of person doesn't always arrive with fireworks. They arrive with clarity. Don't scroll yet, because clarity feels boring only when chaos has become familiar. And God is reteaching your heart what safety feels like. Stay present, because this revelation may be challenging your ego, not your soul. And that's how you know it's divine. The ego wants excitement and validation. The soul wants peace and truth. And God speaks to the soul, not the ego. Keep listening, because your true soulmate may already be in your life, unnoticed, underestimated, or seen only as too calm, too simple, or not intense enough. And God is asking you to look again with healed eyes. This is crucial, so don't rush it. The name isn't what you expect, because God isn't revealing a fantasy. He's revealing a foundation. A foundation doesn't shake, doesn't confuse, doesn't test your worth. It holds you. Pay attention now, because God revealed that your true soulmate is someone who brings you closer to yourself, not someone who makes you lose yourself. That alone separates destiny from distraction. Stay with this message, because the reason God revealed this now is because you are finally ready to receive love without chaos, without chasing, without fear of abandonment, controlling your choices. The name you expected belonged to a version of you that was still healing. But the name God is revealing belongs to the version of you that is whole. Let that truth settle. Don't skip this. Because when God reveals a soulmate, it's not about prediction. It's about preparation. Preparing your heart to recognize peace when it arrives, instead of mistaking chaos for passion. Stay right here, because this revelation isn't meant to make you regret the past. It's meant to free you from repeating it. God isn't saying the past connections were meaningless. He's saying they were lessons, and lessons don't become destinations. Listen carefully, because your true soulmate is not the one you had to convince, wait for, or decode. Your true soulmate is the one who meets you with clarity, consistency, and emotional safety. And that's why the name doesn't shock your mind. It settles your spirit. Pause here. Because when God reveals truth, it doesn't rush, it rests. And if this message feels like it's slowing you down instead of hyping you up, that's intentional. God is anchoring you. Stay with it, because this is how discernment is formed, not through excitement, but through inner stillness. The name you expected was loud in your thoughts, but the name God is revealing feels quiet in your chest. And quiet doesn't mean weak, it means aligned. Don't overlook this, because alignment feels natural, not forced. And that's how you know it's real. Keep listening, because God revealed that your true soulmate is someone who doesn't interrupt your purpose. They support it. Someone who doesn't compete with your growth. They grow with you. And that kind of love doesn't need to announce itself. It proves itself over time. This is important, so don't dismiss it. The reason the name isn't what you expect is because God is protecting you from choosing based on old patterns. He's inviting you to choose based on peace. Stay here for this last part, because this revelation isn't about one person only. It's about teaching you how to recognize love moving forward, so you never confuse attachment for destiny again. And if this message brought you clarity, calm, or a deep sense of recognition, take a moment now to like this. Share it with someone who needs it. and subscribe to the channel. Because messages like this are meant to reach hearts at the right time, and your support helps them find the people God intends them for. Before your mind tries to rush ahead and label this, slow down and stay right here. Because what God continues to reveal now goes even deeper than recognition. It moves into discernment. And this is where most people either awaken or repeat old cycles without realizing it. What God is showing you now is not just who your true soulmate is, but how to recognize them without fear, fantasy, or desperation clouding your vision. And if you miss this part, you may still look for the right person with the wrong eyes. Listen carefully, because the soul doesn't recognize truth through excitement alone. It recognizes it through resonance. And resonance feels steady, not overwhelming. The reason God didn't give you the name you expected is because names can be mistaken, but alignment cannot. Pay attention here, because your true soulmate is not revealed through longing. They are revealed through relief. And that difference changes everything. Stay with this, because God is showing you that the person you thought was the one may have been the one who activated your wounds, not your wholeness. And that doesn't mean they were bad. It means they were part of your preparation, not your destination. Don't scroll, because this part matters more than you realize. God is teaching you how to stop romanticizing effort and start valuing ease, how to stop chasing intensity and start choosing peace. The name you expected likely belonged to someone who kept you in cycles of hope and confusion, someone who made you feel alive but never at rest. And God is revealing that real love doesn't exhaust you, it anchors you. Stay present, because the true soulmate God reveals is not someone you have to decode, interpret, or wait on. They are someone whose actions match their words, whose presence matches their promises, and whose consistency doesn't make you anxious. This may feel unfamiliar if chaos once felt normal to you. And that's exactly why God is slowing you down now. Listen closely, because the soul doesn't crave drama. It craves safety. And safety doesn't mean boring. It means breathable. God is revealing that the right person feels like exhale, not suspense, like clarity, not guessing, like partnership, not performance. Don't miss this, because the name you expected was tied to your past identity. The version of you that was still healing, still proving, still overgiving. But the name God is revealing now aligns with who you are becoming, grounded, self-aware, and no longer willing to abandon yourself for love. Stay with this truth, because your true soulmate doesn't trigger your abandonment fears. They soothe them. They don't make you feel like you're too much. They make space for all of you. And that kind of love may arrive quietly, without fireworks, without instant obsession, but with unmistakable peace. Pay attention now, because God is also revealing why some connections felt intense but short-lived. Intensity was meant to wake you up, not stay with you. And once the lesson is learned, the intensity fades so alignment can take its place. Don't ignore this, because if you're honest, the name you expected probably came with anxiety, overthinking, or waiting for clarity that never fully arrived. And God is saying clarity is not something you should have to beg for. Stay here, because real love doesn't hide, doesn't test your worth, doesn't disappear when things get real. It shows up, stays steady, and grows deeper with time. This revelation is not meant to make you regret the past. It's meant to protect your future, to teach you how to recognize love that is rooted in respect rather than attachment. Listen carefully, because God is also revealing that your true soulmate may not feel like destiny at first glance. They may feel familiar in a calm way, like something that fits rather than something that overwhelms. And that's because your nervous system is finally healing. Don't scroll, because when the nervous system heals, the heart starts choosing differently, not based on adrenaline, but based on alignment. And that's when the right person becomes visible. Stay present, because the name isn't what you expect, since God is not revealing a fantasy, He's revealing a foundation, and foundations don't shout, they support. This is the part where God asks you to trust peace, even if it feels unfamiliar, to trust consistency, even if it doesn't feel dramatic, to trust presence, even if it doesn't come with chaos. Let this settle, because the true soulmate God reveals will not compete with your purpose. They will complement it. They will not pull you off your path. They will walk beside you on it. And that alignment will feel natural, not forced. Don't miss this, because your soul has already been responding to this truth quietly. Every time you felt tired of confusion, every time you chose boundaries, every time you asked God for peace instead of passion. And this revelation is the answer to those prayers. Stay with this message, because God is not just revealing a person, He's revealing a pattern to stop choosing, a cycle to break, and a new way of recognizing love that doesn't cost you your peace. The name you expected was loud in your thoughts, but the name God is revealing feels gentle in your chest, and gentle does not mean weak, it means safe. Keep listening, because safe love allows you to be yourself without fear, to grow without competition, to rest without guilt. And that is what your soul has been asking for all along. Don't rush this ending, because this revelation isn't meant to push you toward anyone immediately. It's meant to recalibrate your heart so when the right person appears, you recognize them without hesitation or fear. And if this message brought you clarity, calm, or a deep sense of truth settling inside you, take a moment to like this, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to the channel. Because messages like this are meant to reach the right hearts at the right time. And your support helps that happen. Before you assume this revelation has reached its conclusion, slow your thoughts and stay fully present here. Because what God is unfolding now goes beyond recognition and discernment and moves into preparation. And this is the part that quietly changes how your entire future unfolds. What God is revealing in this phase is not just who your true soulmate is or how to recognize them, but who you must become to receive them without fear, self-sabotage, or old patterns interfering. And this is why the name still hasn't fully settled in your mind yet. Listen carefully, because God often withholds the final clarity until the heart is stable enough to hold it without idolizing it. The reason the name isn't what you expect is because God is not building excitement first. He's building capacity. Stay with this, because capacity determines longevity, not chemistry. God is showing you that your true soulmate will arrive at a time when you no longer need them to complete you, save you, distract you, or validate you. And that is why the revelation feels slower, quieter, and more internal than dramatic. Pay attention here, because in the past, you may have mistaken longing for connection, urgency for destiny, or attachment for love. And God is gently rewiring your emotional compass so that when the right person stands in front of you, you don't mistake peace for boredom or or consistency for lack of passion. Don't skip this part because God is revealing that the soul does not choose correctly when it is starving. It chooses correctly when it is nourished. And right now, God is nourishing your sense of self, your boundaries, your discernment, and your emotional stability. Stay present, because the true soulmate God has prepared for you will not need to rescue you from loneliness. They will meet you in wholeness. And that requires a different version of you than the one who once begged for signs, clarity, or reassurance. Listen closely now, because God is also revealing why certain people felt almost impossible to let go of. It wasn't because they were meant to stay forever. It was because they were meant to awaken something in you. And once that awakening happened, their role was complete. Don't ignore this. Because if you're honest, the name you expected was tied to struggle, emotional highs and lows, waiting, hoping, and enduring confusion. And God is teaching you that love that costs your peace is not love that sustains your future. Stay right here, because the true soulmate God reveals does not arrive as a lesson. They arrive as a partner. And lessons feel intense because they are temporary. Partners feel steady because they are meant to last. Pay attention, because God is also healing your attraction system. The part of you that once felt drawn to unpredictability, emotional distance, or inconsistency. And as that healing deepens, your desires are changing, sometimes faster than your mind can keep up with. Don't scroll, because this is crucial. When your desires change, the name you expect changes too. And that's why what once felt magnetic may now feel draining. And what once felt ordinary may start to feel safe in a way that's unfamiliar but comforting. Stay with this, because God is revealing that your true soulmate will not need to prove their interest, compete for your attention, or trigger insecurity to feel connected. Their presence will feel mutual, balanced, and emotionally clear. Listen carefully, because clarity is the language of healthy love. And God is teaching you to recognize that language fluently now. Don't miss this, because the true soulmate God reveals is someone who respects your pace, honors your boundaries, and chooses you without confusion. And if that feels too calm to you, it's only because your nervous system is still adjusting to safety. Stay present, because God is not asking you to lower your standards. He's asking you to raise your awareness. The name isn't what you expect, because God is not repeating your past preferences. He's redeeming them. Pay attention now, because God is also preparing your future partner just as deeply and intentionally as He is preparing you. And when two prepared people meet, it doesn't feel chaotic. It feels aligned. Don't rush this part, because alignment doesn't spark anxiety. It sparks recognition, a quiet knowing that doesn't need to be explained. Stay here, because God is also revealing the timing matters more than desire. And the reason the name hasn't been fully revealed yet is because timing is still being aligned, not delayed, but aligned. Listen closely, because premature clarity can create attachment before readiness. And God protects you from that by revealing things layer by layer. Don't overlook this, because your true soulmate will recognize you not by how much you chase them, but by how grounded you are in yourself. And that grounding is being built right now. Stay engaged, because God is teaching you that love is not something you fall into blindly. It's something you step into consciously. And conscious love requires self-awareness, emotional maturity, and trust in divine timing. Pay attention, because the version of you who once needed instant answers is evolving into someone who can wait without anxiety. And that evolution is necessary for the love you are being prepared for. Don't skip this, because God is also closing doors internally. Attachments, expectations, fantasies that would have sabotaged the future He's building for you. And sometimes closure happens quietly, without confrontation, simply through clarity. Stay present, because the true soulmate God reveals will not feel like chaos resolving. They will feel like alignment arriving, and alignment doesn't rush, it settles. Listen carefully, because this revelation is not meant to point you backward or keep you searching obsessively. It's meant to anchor you so that when love appears, you recognize it without fear, doubt, or self-betrayal. Don't miss this final truth. The name you expected belonged to a version of you that was still seeking validation, still confusing attachment with love, still willing to endure pain for connection. But the name God is revealing belongs to the version of you that values peace, clarity, mutual effort, and emotional safety. Stay with this, because that version of you is no longer emerging. It is already here. And when the soul is ready, God doesn't shout the answer. He allows it to unfold naturally, unmistakably, and without confusion. Before you try to name this revelation or force it into a conclusion, slow down and stay completely present. Because what God is unveiling now is the final refinement of how you understand love itself. And this is the stage where discernment turns into embodiment. This is not about learning something new. It's about living differently with what you already know. And that's why this part feels quieter but heavier at the same time. God is showing you that the reason the name still feels unexpected is because your soul has changed faster than your expectations, and expectations always lag behind healing. Listen carefully, because when God reveals your true soulmate at this depth, He is not pointing outward first. He is pointing inward, asking you to notice how your reactions have shifted, how your standards have solidified, how your tolerance for confusion has disappeared. Don't rush past this, because this is the moment where many people get tempted to settle for something familiar just because it feels close. But God is teaching you that familiarity without alignment is a trap disguised as comfort. Stay with this truth, because your true soulmate will not feel like a project, a challenge, or a puzzle to solve. They will feel like a safe place to arrive. And if that idea feels almost too simple, that's because complexity once masqueraded as passion in your life. Pay attention now, because God is revealing that love does not need to be dramatic to be divine. It needs to be consistent, mutual, and rooted in truth. The name isn't what you expect, because God is not choosing based on your old emotional cravings. He's choosing based on your healed capacity to love without fear. Don't ignore this, because healed love feels different in the body. It feels slower, warmer, steadier, and it doesn't hijack your peace to prove its importance. Stay present, because God is also revealing that your true soulmate will not arrive to complete an empty space. They will arrive to share a full life. And that requires you to stop scanning people for potential and start noticing alignment as it already exists. Listen closely, because alignment doesn't beg, chase, or confuse. It shows up clearly and stays. And that clarity may feel unfamiliar if your past connections were built on uncertainty. Don't scroll mentally past this, because God is asking you to trust calm, even if your nervous system once confused calm with boredom and excitement with love. This is where healing shows itself, when you no longer need emotional turbulence to feel connected. Stay here, because God is also revealing that your true soulmate will honor your boundaries without seeing them as rejection, will communicate without making you guess, and will choose you in ways that don't require you to question your worth. Pay attention, because the reason the name isn't what you expect is that God is not revealing a person you have to convince. He's revealing someone who recognizes you naturally. Don't miss this, because recognition feels mutual, not one-sided, and that mutuality removes anxiety instead of creating it. Stay with this message, because God is also showing you that your past attachments were not mistakes. They were training grounds, and now that training is complete, you are no longer meant to fight battles that taught you lessons. Listen carefully, because your true soulmate will not feel like survival. They will feel like partnership, and partnership doesn't require constant emotional labor just to stay connected. Don't overlook this, because God is also refining your patience, not the kind that waits in pain, but the kind that trusts timing without desperation. That patience is essential, because it prevents you from attaching prematurely just because something feels available. Stay present, because the true soulmate God reveals will align with your values when no one is watching, not just your emotions when everything is intense. Pay attention here, because values sustain love long after feelings fluctuate. And God is building something that lasts, not something that burns out quickly. Don't rush this understanding, because the reason the name isn't obvious yet is that God is protecting you from mistaking readiness for familiarity. Readiness feels grounded, not urgent. Readiness doesn't shout, it settles. Stay engaged, because God is also revealing that your true soulmate will respect your individuality, not absorb it, will walk beside your purpose, not compete with it. And that kind of love doesn't need to prove itself loudly. Listen carefully now, because God is inviting you to trust how your body responds to peace, how your mind quiets around consistency, how your heart relaxes when love is safe. These are signs, just not the kind you were trained to look for. Don't dismiss them, because God often speaks through calm confirmation, thus not dramatic signals. Stay with this, because your true soulmate will feel like someone you can grow with without losing yourself. And that balance is rare and intentional. Pay attention, because God is also closing your appetite for emotionally unavailable people, mixed signals, and relationships that require you to explain your worth repeatedly. That closure is proof that your discernment is working. Don't scroll away internally, because this part is crucial. The name you expected belonged to an old season where love was something you chased. But the name God is revealing belongs to a season where love meets you halfway. Stay present, because halfway is where partnership begins. Listen closely, because God is not asking you to lower your passion. He's teaching you to direct it toward something sustainable. Passion without peace burns out, but passion with peace builds a future. Don't miss this, because your true soulmate will not rush you, test you, or confuse you. They will recognize you, respect you, and remain consistent even when life is ordinary. Stay here, because ordinary moments are where real love proves itself. Pay attention now, because God is also reminding you that you don't need to announce this revelation to anyone. Discernment grows best in silence. and clarity strengthens when it's protected. Don't force the name. Don't chase the outcome. Let alignment continue to form naturally. Stay with this final truth. The reason the name isn't what you expect is because God is not giving you what you imagined. He's giving you what you actually need. And need feels different when the soul is healed. When the right love comes, it won't shock you. It will steady you. It won't confuse you. It will confirm you. And it won't ask you to abandon yourself. It will meet you exactly as you are. This is the final refinement, not of who your soulmate is, but of how you recognize love when it finally stands in front of you. Calm, clear, and unmistakably aligned.
Take a moment to breathe and let everything you are just received settle. Because this final part is not meant to add more information, it's meant to anchor the truth already forming inside you. God doesn't reveal your true soulmate all at once because recognition grows with red lines. And right now, your heart is learning how to choose peace without second guessing it. What matters most is not memorizing sign or waiting for dramatic confirmation. It's noticing how your standards have changed, how chores no longer excited you, how consistency no longer feels boring, and how your soul now values clarity over intensity. That shift is evidence. Trust it, the name will make sense when alignment meets timing, and when it does, you won't feel confused or anxious. You will feel grounded, seen, and calm in way that needs no explanation. Until then, stay rooted in who you are become, not who and you used to, because love recognized growth before it recognized word. And if this message brought you clarity, peace, or sense of quiet truth, don't keep in to yourself. Like this video, share it someone who might need it, and subscribe to connect this channel because messages like these reach hearts exactly when they are ready to hear them. Thank you.